Hello, Nate.
Hi. What's going on, brother?
Not a lot. How are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. So for those of you who just watched the intro, unfortunately, Gwen is not able to join us tonight. She has a migraine, and you know what? I'm not going to force someone to do a show with a migraine, even though I wanted to say "suck it up, buttercup," and let's just do this.
She's
But
normally pretty tough about things. She normally gets on no matter what, but it must be pretty good with the one she's
it's
got.
got to. It's got to. So tonight, Sean's going to remain on the show as my podcast guest host. So looking forward to this. It's going to be a great show. So overall, Sean, like how are things going for you, man? How's the podcast?
Podcast is doing great. We're on the fourth season, and we got some good guests coming up in May, and I'm scheduled to about the end of May so far.
Sweet, sweet. If you need any help hooking you up with guests, you just let me know, man.
Yeah, no problem. Same with you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So you got anything planned coming up as far as events wise or anything?
I will be going to Broadhead Manor to the Beard Festival thing, and
Mm,
we got some other stuff coming up as well. Some of my teammates are getting antsy and wanting to do some investigating. Might end up going out to Springdale here when it just gets a little bit warmer and go to the Witches Circle.
nice. I love it. I love it. So tonight we have on a brand new guest that has never been on my show before, but let me tell you, I have been on her show and Dkon technically because they co-run it. Nightmare Road podcast. I've been a guest on this show a few times now, and I am so looking forward to this conversation. She is a cosmic witch. She is very proficient in reading oracle cards, which I know nothing about. I know a little bit about tarot, so I'm really interested to see the difference between tarot and oracle. Also, Nightmare Road at one point in time, it was pretty much shutting down, and she helped Dkon rebuild it from the ground up to restructure it.
That's awesome.
And let me tell you, from someone who has been to a point where you had to restructure something from the ground up that already existed, it's not easy to restructure something and then make it to where it was recognizable as the original product. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It definitely does. Because people are
So
familiar with that product, and if she can build it back up, that's great.
yeah, no, I'm seriously looking forward to this show. So without further ado, let's welcome my guest, Ash Davis, or Ash the Oracle, to the
Hello,
Paranormal Unveiled
hello.
panel.
Hello.
Ash, how we doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I don't think it's any of your business, but I'm doing okay.
It's totally my business.
Look, he already knows how I am. We have this
That is
repertoire, so it's
true.
okay.
It's very true.
Gotta have a
It
little
is
banner.
okay. So, first and foremost, Ash, I want to thank you so much for doing this last minute. My original
No
guest,
problem.
Alex Matsu, she had to cancel due to health issues. Um, Dkon, I reached out to him last night. I'm like, look, I'm thinking about this. And he's like, yeah, I think she'd be into it. And, I got to give Dkon a huge shout out for that, for helping me set this up. And I appreciate you being here for my first, by the way, this is going to be a yearly thing in March, inaugural episode of Women Involved in the Paranormal for Women's History Month.
Heck yes.
That's cool.
This whole month is nothing but female guests involved in the paranormal.
Oh, dude, that's freaking awesome.
I like the concept, and I thought about it, and I brought it up with
Yeah.
Morgan, and we talked, and she was like, no, I think that's a great idea.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, like all the major ghost investigation shows that you see on TV, for example, the main ones are, majority of them are male.
Correct.
So that's kind of a cool concept. I like that.
Yeah, but they don't need, you know what? We have enough men in this field. The women need to be highlighted too.
I agree with that.
And it's also not just women in the paranormal, it's women involved in podcasting, women
Mhm.
involved in other things as well. So, because people, they kind of overlook it. Like when like, say for Nightmare Road, for example, which we'll get to that later on. Joe, I see you there. Thank you. If we have any questions in the comments, by the way, please post your questions. If they get posted, we'll ask it live and we'll get you an answer. But so I feel like when people come on a show and they see a female co-host, right, they kind of get overlooked.
Mhm.
Would I be wrong in that assumption?
Oh, no, you're not wrong.
And I feel like and I do feel like that happens with Gwen quite a bit on my show as well. And it's not intentional. It's just
how it is.
She chimes in when she has something that she wants to say.
Yeah.
Because everyone's all like, "Oh, it's your show. You do what you want." No, it's not my show. It's my guest show. I'm just the guy asking questions.
You sound exactly like Dkon right now too, because he's like, "It's not just my show; it's your show."
But he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. And honestly, I think Nightmare Row would be a great addition to the network if he'd ever be interested in networking.
Sure.
But
it would be awesome. I just have to talk to him about it.
Oh, I mean, I can do that.
Oh, I think we
I
both could like tag team that.
Yeah, maybe I can coerce him with something or another. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Send him some feet pics or something. I don't know.
Some feet pics. Look, no one want to see my feet. I don't even like seeing my feet. But that is great. That is great. That is great. So
maybe the Chrome Dome.
Oh, the Chrome Dome. Yeah, you know what? I know Dkon loves this because Dkon told me that I stole this look from him. He was like, "Oh, I had that look well before you did." Yeah, well, I'm going to an event. It's the only reason. Because look, as soon as the beard brawl is over, this is gone. I'm going back to my original look. I don't like how it curls over my lip, and like every time I bite food, I get facial hair.
Trim it.
I have been, and then it gets in my mouth, and I'm like, I don't like this. It's a texture thing. It feels weird.
Well, Nate, I think it's a good look on you, Nate.
I mean, I like it, but like when I go to trim it, it feels like if the hair gets into my mouth, I feel like I'm chewing on a calico cat.
Oh, that's really disgusting to think about.
It's only happened one time. It's the only reason I know how it feels.
Oh, that's so wrong on so many levels.
Oh wow!
No,
But no, also the beard oils. Like I am shocked at the amount of people since I've started growing this out that follow me on TikTok that realize I'm growing out a beard that started sending me free beard oils and beard wax and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what do you want me to do with this? I assume they want me to collab with them and like promote the product, which I'm fine with.
yeah.
But let me tell you, when you brush that beard oil into your mustache and you lick your lips, all you can taste for the next 24 hours is whatever the scent of that beard oil is.
That is the most epic thing I've ever heard, and I've never been more thankful to be a female right now.
I'm just letting you know that's how it is. And
Like,
it sucks.
That sounds like a horrific experience.
Oh, it is, because like I've got one that is leather and tobacco smoke. Have you ever licked leather?
Oh.
Mm. Yeah. No.
I think I'll pass.
Yeah. And the other one is sandalwood. You ever fucking got sandalwood in your mouth?
I don't want to.
No, not pleasant.
I like the scent in my house, but I don't want
I
it
love
in
the
my
smell.
mouth.
I love the smell, but yeah, the taste not pleasant. But anyways, we are getting so off track, which tends to happen. But let's see. Sorry, I'm kind of. I told you guys in the pre-show I'm a little bit distracted tonight, so I'm trying to just distract myself. So Ash, in your bio, I noted that you said that you were a practicing cosmic witch.
Yes.
So can I ask you, for those guests out there watching that have never heard of what a cosmic witch is, so they have no idea, can you explain that concept for us a little bit?
Well, so basically, I would have to say probably most people practice differently. For me personally, I work a lot with crystals. I would say a lot of my spell work has to do with like certain moon cycles, or for example, the recent planetary alignment is one of them too.
Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, Mercury retrograde right now. God damn it. Anyways, I also work with a lot of candles too. And I know a lot of cosmic witches don't do a lot of candle magic, but I work a lot with candles.
So, And that is kind of weird because I do know a decent amount about what cosmic witchery is. But it
Mm-hmm.
is kind of odd to hear that you work with candles and do candle magic because that's not very common.
No,
So
it's
so
not.
so can I ask why you decided to set yourself to a standpoint to where you decided to venture into that to kind of I guess you could say mix the known magic community with one that's a little bit obscure?
Well, so I've always been drawn to okay, for example, when I was little, my parents told me when we would go camping, they would see me just staring into the fire and it would be like I was just spacing off. So I think that was probably when it originally started for me. And as I was doing my spell work, I was going, I want it to be more powerful. I don't feel like what I'm doing is sufficient to what I want out of this. So I started to do a little more research, and a lot of candle magic was coming up. And a
Interesting.
lot of it was involving crystals as well. So I was like, okay, I'm going to incorporate this as well. And it just slowly formed. And I think I use candles in probably almost every spell I do,
So
expect
so
for the exception of spell jars.
fair, fair.
Fair.
So in that aspect, do you make your own candles? Do you feel like it would be more proficient to buy candles or make your own?
I have in the past, but I haven't recently.
Because I know
It's
back when I used to make candles for my rituals, I would get dried up rose and I would crush it
Mhm.
up. I would crush it up with a mortar and pestle, and I'll pour it into the
Yeah.
wax and
Throw
do all
some
that good stuff.
crystals in there.
Yes. So do
Yes,
you
so
feel
I used to do that, but when I became a mom, setting
fair?
time aside to make candles myself became a little more difficult. So just kind of started buying them and not doing that so much anymore. I don't think
Fair.
I've made
So
my own candle in a few years.
so you don't think it's an incorrect practice to buy candles generically as long as you
Oh
know the
no.
intention.
Oh no. And I see that a lot now. I see a lot of videos where people will be like, you can't buy your stuff at the dollar store. You can't buy your stuff for your craft at
Yes,
Hobby
you can.
Lobby. You totally can.
Yeah.
Because when I'm doing my craft, for example, I'm all about intentions. If you're not putting the right intentions into what you're doing, you're not going to get the correct intentions that you want out of it.
Agreed. I think Sean will agree with that as well.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And that even
100%.
includes for like the back of your head too. Like if you have it in the back of your mind, oh, this isn't going to work. This is silly. Why am I doing that? It's obviously not going to work for you.
Right. So when it comes to candles and doing the whole witchery thing, because I'm
Mhm.
Wiccan, I burn candles, I do a lot of things. I don't practice anymore. It's been many years since I've actually practiced. And be honest, I haven't
Right.
practiced since my grandmother passed, but I know a lot
Right.
about it. So do you think there's a difference? Because I've gotten a mixed review on this between burning candles and using incense.
Mm, for me, yes. I
Yeah,
use
this is a whole
incense
your opinion
more.
thing.
Yeah, I use incense more for cleansing personally.
Fair.
Yeah.
So
Because
so
like with sage where I mean, yes, I'm part Samoan, but I feel like sage is more of a Native American practice. So I don't
fair.
always feel comfortable using sage when I'm cleansing. I'll use either a lavender stick or an incense stick. I don't think I've ever incorporated incense into my craft. That would be interesting though. I want to look more into that.
See, because what I used to do was I would do like kind of like a mixture of both. I would do candles
Mhm.
for healing and then burning incense to cleanse, right? And
Yeah.
then when the incense burnt out, I would add the incense dust to the candle.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
And I always felt
Hmm.
like that worked great for me.
I'm gonna have to start trying that. I like that concept. That's the first I've heard of that.
I I don't think I've heard of anyone else doing it besides me, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to trademark it or copyright it. If y'all want to steal the
No.
idea, steal the idea, because I'm sure I'm not the first one to do it.
It's
But
definitely an interesting concept.
yeah, I see you down there.
Yeah.
'Cause So, excuse me. I'm trying to go over my notes here. I fucking hate this light. Like, I love this light, but it
I got a quick question for her, Nate, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since you use candles a lot, do you use candles like to recharge your chakras? Like a fire sign?
I have before, but I haven't recently. It's been a while since I've done that. So when I'm recharging my chakras, I do it through meditation. And that's normally when I would say I would probably lean more towards a white candle than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of use a white candle to recharge my chakras along with the meditation. It helps actually cleanse them, is what I think. It does a lot.
Yeah, I feel like I use white candles more than any other color because, in all honesty, white candles can substitute any color. I don't know if a lot of people know that.
Mm-hmm. So my method is a little bit weird. I'm not going to call it aligning my chakras. I ground and center. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. And when I do it, I don't use any kind of candles at all. I do it in the shower.
Oh, okay. I've heard that.
I envision myself covered with dirt. As I'm washing it off, I'm cleansing away the impurities.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always done it. And it works great for me. So knowing that you call yourself Ash the Oracle, we're going to touch on your abilities of reading Oracle cards.
Dkon gave me that nickname, actually. So another shout out to him.
Huge shout out. So you are proficient in reading Oracle cards. Can I ask you, in your opinion, how long have you been reading Oracle cards? That's not an opinion. I'm doing a double phase question here. So, how long have you been reading Oracle, and do you feel there's a difference between Oracle and Tarot?
Okay, so Tarot, I'm going to start with that first. So Tarot, I actually discovered first. I discovered Tarot probably, oh gosh, has it, I'm not going to age myself here, but I'm about to.
It's probably
been, I know, probably been 10 years at least since I discovered Tarot. So when I first discovered Tarot, I actually went to a paranormal workshop. Shout out to William Becker. He was the very first paranormal investigator I took a workshop from. He had a group thing in a coffee shop in Cottage Grove, Oregon. And that was probably the first paranormal experience I ever had that I can remember really to this day. But anyways, so in this bookshop, this lady had a tarot card section. And I remember from this podcast I listened to, you're not supposed to buy your own tarot deck. I've come to find out that that's false. You can totally buy your own tarot deck. It does not have to be gifted to you. But
that is a very common misconception.
Yes, it is so common. So I remember looking, and there was this one deck that drew me in. And I just felt like I had to have it. So went ahead and bought it. Tried to study the cards, tried to learn each card, found it pretty difficult. So kind of gave up in the tarot aspect. So as time goes on, I became a mom and kind of fell out of practicing. I would say I was more of a green witch before I became a mom.
Fair.
And so became a mom, stopped practicing, but then I was a stay-at-home mom. So I started practicing a little bit again, had a huge garden. So I was incorporating a lot of things into that garden. Well, I eventually moved back to Idaho and then met Dkon, became a part of the podcast. And so he was the one that actually said, I am sensing this about you. Why don't you practice this? So he was the one that actually brought it back out.
For the man who claims he doesn't have abilities.
I know, exactly.
I do the same thing. Ridiculous. Like, look, we're fucking twinsies because I do the same thing.
Yeah, and we're gonna fucking call you out. Anyways.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
I know he's got abilities just like I know I do. I just choose to deny them and admit they don't exist.
Exactly, and he does all the time. So he was actually the one that bought me my first Oracle deck.
Ron
This one.
Yacovetti.
Hello.
Hello.
I
But
love
he was the
Ron.
one that bought me my first Oracle deck, and I think that was, oh my gosh, a couple of years ago this summer. But I literally probably use this deck every single day. I do a reading for myself every single day. I've had a few people ask me for readings, but I don't promote myself to do readings either.
But why not?
I don't know. Because I feel like people have studied longer than me. So like Morgan, for example, I'm sure she's been studying Oracle decks for, oh my gosh, years, and I can't wait to talk to her further.
Well,
But
I can tell you that until this year, she has not done public events.
really, that
I
actually
am-
surprises me.
No, she would do private readings from here and there,
Mhm.
but from being with me and traveling with me to go to these events, she's finally starting to put herself out there to use her abilities.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for her.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm telling you, why are you not pushing yourself? Because I tell her that same thing.
Dkon asked me the same question, and you know what? I don't
And he's
freaking
right.
know. I just don't.
And that's fair. You don't
But-
have to know. You know what? Here's the thing. You will know when the time is right for you to push yourself into that limelight.
Exactly. And I actually did have a person recently reach out to me on TikTok. Won't say their name on here because their question was pretty private, but
Fair.
they reached out to me asking me for a reading because they lost their cards and they wanted a reading to see if their baby was healthy. And I was like, oh, I feel a lot of pressure from this. But it was kind of wild because what I got out of the reading was this person shouldn't be leaning towards tarot for this answer.
Correct.
They need to be getting a professional opinion. And yes, it kind of gave me a brief answer for her, but it was basically telling me she shouldn't be leaning towards this for an answer.
Right. And you
So I
know
found that interesting.
there are those people out there that rely so much on the, I guess you could say, the mysticism of Oracle and tarot reading, that they will take physical ailments or something that should be ascertained by a medical doctor
Very true.
and go to a tarot reader or a psychic like back in the day, Miss Cleo. And
God.
yeah, we're not gonna get started on her, but and
Gonna
they'll
take a
ask their opinion. Here's the thing. Those opinions, yes, they can give you kind of like a general direction of where to go, but those opinions are irrelevant. You need to go and seek a medical doctor.
Exactly. And here's another thing I don't think people understand about tarot and oracle readings is yes, we can give you a reading, but guess what? That reading is ultimately going to depend on you.
Yes.
Right.
It depends
Like
on your
if you're not
energy.
going to do anything with what we give you, then nothing's going to come of it. It's not just going to come because we tell you it's coming. You have to do something too.
Right.
You're planting the seed for fruition is what you're doing.
That's basically what it is. And you know, when I was growing up, I grew up in a very LDS populated area, very densely populated. So tarot, witchcraft, that's very frowned upon. So
I grew up in Alabama. I know all about that.
Yes. So growing up in the area that I'm in, I never really discovered tarot or discovered the craft until I left this area and I went to Oregon. And people are very open in Oregon with all things. So, and that's where
I don't like
kind
when
of
you
found
worded
the
that. We need to have a discussion about that later.
Yes.
We need to
Oregon's
have a
an
discussion about that later because I don't like the way you said that.
Shout out to my Oregon friends.
Oh,
It was fun. Good times. Good times.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, can I ask you? I know you were kind of on a tangent there, and we kind of got little pig trail, not big pig trail, little tiny
Little
pig
bit.
trail. But so when it comes to reading tarot or oracle or anything of that nature, do you feel like you have to have inherent, I guess you could say, mediumistic abilities in order to be able to read tarot or oracle, or is it something that you can physically learn without having those abilities?
Yes and no. I would say you need to be in tune with yourself. If you're not one that is in tune with your spiritual aspect, then I would definitely say tarot and oracle readings aren't for you. And if you're not one that can read energy, then definitely
Mhm.
not for you. So, like for me, for example, from the time I was little up until now, I can walk into a room, and if somebody was fighting before then, I can feel
You
that.
feel the tension.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so, for example, it was interesting at work yesterday. So I work from home. Okay. So I'm not even around my coworkers. I have never met them physically in person. But there was an issue at work that I was not even aware of yet. But as soon as I logged on, as soon as I got into our team chat, I felt that tension from everybody because everybody was a little bit quieter than normal, not saying as much as they normally would. So if you can't feel tension, if you can't feel somebody's energy and what they're trying to put out to you, then no, it's not for you.
Fair. I can tell you that I definitely can feel that tension.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sure if I started picking up tarot again, I could read it no problem. I
Oh,
did it for
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
But I don't consider myself a medium. I don't consider myself a psychic. If anything, and I've had this conversation with Morgan as well, if I had a psychic ability, I would consider it precognition, because
Mm,
I lay down and I don't dream. But if I have dreams, it's things that
same.
come true a few weeks later.
Mhm.
Yep, that's exactly how I am.
And I hate it, because I'm sitting there and
Yep.
I'm sitting there in that moment and I'm like, I've seen this before. I know something's about to happen, but I
And
can't
then you're
quite
like,
remember
fuck my
what.
life.
And then it happens. You're like, oh yeah, that's what it was.
Or you've been to a location that you've never been to before and it's really familiar with you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've had that happen as well.
Mhm.
And it's no fun.
No, it's not. I think the only time I remember, and it's not even dreaming, the only time I remember something that occurs to me when I close my eyes at night is if I'm like astral projecting. That's when I can remember like little things, but I'm the same as you. I don't dream. And then when I'm in the moment somewhere, I'm like, oh shit, this has happened before.
So you brought up astral projection. So I want to ask you, when you astral project, can you physically mess with or manipulate objects within the area that you're projecting to?
I know people that can, but I personally cannot.
Because I would so go in their bathroom and unroll the toilet paper.
Dude, if I could do that, I would fuck with so many people just for the hell of it. But
I would. I would go in
so
there, I'd unroll the toilet paper or maybe take the plunger out of their toilet so it never stops running.
I sent Dkon a video that said, next time I'm pissed off at you, I'm getting rid of your 10mm bolt.
Oh, God.
That's what I would do. If I
Don't
could
do
astral
that.
project, that's what I would fucking do.
Don't do that. So going into Dkon,
I'm
look,
going to
the
enhance
first
it.
the first wrench that ever gets lost is the 10mm. For whatever reason, it always disappears. It's an enigma that no one can explain.
I plead the fifth.
But so now I know where when my 10mm socket goes missing, I know what happened.
I plead the fifth. I'm not saying anything.
So going into Dkon, you helped rebuild the podcast Nightmare Row from the ground up.
Oh, yes, that was some work.
So I know from personal experience, building something from the ground up to make it resemble something that people already recognize, people already know, but you have to make it slightly different because you're rebuilding it, right?
Mhm.
What were the obstacles that you guys had to overcome when rebuilding this podcast to what it is now? Because I love Nightmare Road. I have been a guest on Nightmare Road multiple times.
We have fun.
Oh, we do. It's not your typical
Oh,
podcast. Look, for anyone out there, excuse me, if you're going for a typical paranormal podcast, not the typical podcast, but I promise you this, you're gonna have a damn good time watching it.
that's for sure. Well, okay, so basically, I obviously am not going to say everything what went down.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's not what I'm asking about. No.
yeah. So basically, we had to figure out how we were going to present the show because it was set up through someone else's account. So we had to reset that up. Redo a bunch of stuff on the YouTube channel, remake who's managing what, who's doing what. So that was a whole different aspect too. And before, I honestly was not doing any of the shorts for the channel. And anybody that has a YouTube channel knows shorts is where it's at. You're getting
Yes,
a lot of views with your shorts.
that's where you get your promotion. Yes.
Exactly. So I had to learn something completely new. I was not familiar with YouTube. I was doing the TikTok aspect for the channel. And TikTok, I'm familiar with. I know TikTok like the back of my hand, but also
I don't.
TikTok at the same time. So,
Oh, ask knows I do.
oh my God, I hate TikTok right now. I think I'm on a shadow ban.
Oh no, the whole thing is freaking weird. Since 3 weeks ago, it's been funky.
It has been so weird, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah, it's been super weird. But so learning YouTube and learning that aspect with the shorts, like it's a whole new world. You have to play by their rules. You don't play by your rules. You're playing by YouTube's rules.
Correct.
So learning when to post things, how to post things, how to do tags, and what tags to use to get those views. It's a whole different world. And that was I think a big eye opener for me as well.
Yeah, and Jeremy agrees with us. Getting views on TikTok has been crazy the last few weeks.
Well, one of my views on TikTok has been on there for 24 hours and only has 34 views. I am in a shadow ban and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, but putting things on YouTube compared to TikTok is a completely different dynamic.
It really is, because on TikTok, yes, they're doing new things to where you can't just post anything. It has to be original now, or they are going to shadow ban it. Yeah, and on YouTube, I mean, you have to put something out at a certain time, or they're going to pull it back.
Correct.
And so having to know the two different aspects, it's very interesting, I would have to say. Two different worlds, that's for sure.
So do you think that was the biggest obstacle with trying to do this whole restructure and rebranding?
That I would say that was one of the major obstacles for me. I would say another part of the rebranding was trying to figure out proper intros, because when you're doing a podcast, you have to have that intro video because that's what's going to draw people in.
Oh, I know all about that.
Yes. And so figuring out that aspect and not using too much AI, not using too much of this, but also throwing in a little pizzazz. So I think that part of the rebranding was different. And we also had to rebrand our mascot as well. Rest in peace, Rowdy. And that was actually pretty recent too. I think I came up with that idea, I would say, within the last 6 months, because we never really used Rowdy anymore. That was with our old crew. So we were like, okay, well, we need to rebrand it. We need to come up with something different and something that's going to go with our new show. And we were like, okay, well, it's new. We're coming out of a hat. Let's do a bunny. And so then Dkon started drawing up different bunnies, and it's actually kind of a cool little mascot.
No, I think it's great.
It's
I
cool.
know, little Hamlet.
I think it's awesome. I think you guys have done an excellent job with the rebrand, for the record.
Yeah, and then we're bringing on the Witchy Hour soon, which that'll be something new and different, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yes, and we will discuss that in just a second.
Yes.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I was a guest on Nightmare Road with the old co-host as well.
You were let's see, a little over a year ago, I think.
Yes, a little bit over a year ago. I was a guest with the old co-host, and I was a guest with you.
Just me and Dkon.
And it was a night and day difference.
Yes.
I think you guys are doing amazing things, and do not stop doing what you're doing.
We will definitely keep it up. I think with the old hosts that we had, we had different visions for how we wanted the show to go. They wanted more of a serious aspect, and me and Dkon were a little bit younger, and we want to throw in a little fun in there. We don't want to be so serious, and so parting ways was just the best thing to do. And
that's fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
And I think the rebranding needed to happen, to be honest, because I enjoyed being more on the newer episode than I did the older one. No disrespect to the old co-host. I'm not going to mention them here by name, because I did enjoy that show. But, you know, when it comes down to it, when I come on, I guess you could say compared to the old Nightmare Road to the new Nightmare Road.
Yeah.
Like, you're a guest who has fun. You know, before it was more you were having fun for a second, and then
we had to go back to being serious.
Instantly being serious.
Yes. Well, and we've actually gained so many new followers since we've done the rebrand. I think since we've rebranded, we've gained over 2,000 followers on our YouTube channel.
That is awesome.
Have gained, I think, over 1,000 on TikTok. The Facebook page that Laura Slasher is managing, that one started monetizing, I think, within a week of her posting.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was freaking crazy how fast it amped up with just one post of hers. And it was all because we rebranded it.
And I love that. I love that you guys did that. And I support the move. So when it comes to Nightmare Road, before we get into the Witchy Hour, right? When it comes to Nightmare Road, what can guests expect from the Nightmare Road podcast when they tune in to listen? Because I know what they can expect, but I want you to tell them.
Okay, so we kind of delve into a little bit of everything. We delve into a little bit of the paranormal. We've done conspiracy theories. We've recently done the nuclear accident at 3 Mile Island, which was a pretty wild
I missed that episode.
Yeah, that was, I loved that episode. That was so much fun. We delve into witch stuff, occults, but here's the thing with Nightmare Road is, yes, we will theme our episode around something, but like you said, we like to have fun with it. We like to go off the rails a little bit. We like to joke around. And if we have guests, that's one of the main things we want to do with you. We want to make you laugh. True. We want to make you joke.
Yeah, because I think the episode that I was on last was the Charlie Kirk conspiracy.
Yes, that was it.
And I was like, well, I'm finding all this information. Like, I have the redacted files, which I accidentally forgot at home from said project.
We both forgot our shit.
Yeah, I forgot it, not at home at work, but I was like, I have redacted CIA files, so I can see a majority of this stuff. And I'm like, I just can't find any information that links them together. And the podcast went in a whole different direction, which is fine. It worked.
It worked so good. Oh my God, I loved it. That was a fun episode.
But that's the great thing, though, is when you can have on a guest that you can organically talk to. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to stick to the topic.
Right.
You just have to make an interesting conversation.
Exactly. And that's what we look for in guests too, is we look for people that we can have a conversation with, that we can just open up and have fun with. But if you're the kind of person you're wanting to just do an interview type situation, yeah, Nightmare Road's not for you.
God, they'll never have me back on again.
You're going to be back on soon. Don't worry. I have a couple of episodes that I want to schedule you for.
You already know I'm down. So
yeah, I know.
I'm here for it.
I have to text you like the day before.
Yeah, like literally the day before. As long as I'm not busy, you already know you got me.
Exactly.
So going into this new podcast endeavor for the channel that you guys have, let's talk about the Witchy Hour.
Yes.
So is this going to be a podcast that's hosted by you alone, or is Dkon going to be the co-host this time?
So this is me. So Dkon has been ragging on me to get more of a witchy following, which I get.
It's fair.
I am the witch of the podcast. We want more of that following. So my goal for this podcast,
Sorry, I had a comment there, but I'm not going to make it.
Okay, so basically, my thing with the Witchy podcast, with the Witchy Hour. So what
I
I'm
appreciate
seeing
that,
on
Christy. Thank you.
TikTok is I see a divide with the witch culture, and it's really upsetting to me because it shouldn't be a divide in any way, shape, or form. And unfortunately, it's a political divide, and I don't think politics should even be involved with what we do. I don't even know why politics are getting involved with what we do, which is the crazy part. So
politics should never be involved in that aspect whatsoever.
No. And so my goal is to just have a space to where people feel safe to come to, that they're not going to feel judged for what they do, and where we can just have an open conversation about your craft and the theme of the episode that I'm having. So, for example, the first episode that's going to come out, it's going to be with our show sponsor, Loot by Lottie. Super excited about it. And basically what we're going to talk about is witchcraft across different cultures. And the definition of witchcraft across different cultures. So like in the Spanish culture, they're known as brujas. In the American culture, I would say it's more frowned upon than anything else. So I just want to create that safe place that people can come to, and they feel safe to come to talk about what they want to talk about.
Right.
I love it. I love it. And then if you go down to Africa, they have the medicine men, which believe firmly in the Tokoloshe, which can be used to curse people. Like, I love this idea for this new show. I think this is amazing.
Exactly, because there's so many different aspects of the craft. There's voodoo, there's green witch, there's gray witch. There's just so many different aspects, and people talk about that.
And Sean, I feel like Sean knows a good amount about this subject.
Yeah, witchcraft. Yeah, I mean, especially you got ones that deals with nature, and then you got the Peruvians that deals with crystals. You've got the Egyptians as well that deals with crystals and energy. So yeah, it's a combination of all that should be in one category as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly. And I don't feel like people understand how it can expand across the different cultures. And that's wild to me.
I noticed when I was in my shaman class one night, I studied the Egyptian part of it. And I realized when the people were talking about the Peruvian style, they do it with the nature, the rocks and stuff like that. It's almost the same as the Egyptian did with the crystals, almost identical.
Exactly.
So do you have an estimated release date for the first episode?
So first episode will be March 22nd. Nightmare Road will be coming back March 19th. So I believe Laura Slasher and Dkon will be doing a true crime episode on the 20th.
Nice.
So we're all going to be coming back that week, and we're doing a little bit of a revamp. I'm not exactly sure what all Dkon has done. He
You know
said
what?
he's
We
working.
never know what's going on with that.
No,
Mm.
and we should not question. Just let him
You
be.
just do.
Do you, boo boo?
You just do. I love Dkon to death, but you just never know.
No, you never know.
So let me ask you, throughout this journey of reformulating and I guess you could say rehabilitating Nightmare Road, right? You guys have had some amazing guests on in the past.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to choose, myself aside, because I already know I'm the fucking favorite. Myself aside,
Uh,
who would you pinpoint as maybe the most interesting or favorite guest you've had on?
Oh gosh, I wish I could remember his name. We had him on. He was our first episode after we came back, after we had everybody left. What was his name? I'm gonna have to look him up later
Just
and
say
let you
Nate.
know. But he is also of Polynesian culture, which I was super excited about. But what he does is he has a school for the paranormal. And Nate, he actually does something similar to what you do. So he takes EVPs and he runs them through his system to see if they're an actual EVP. But what was interesting about him is he said, when I'm doing my EVPs, I don't want it to be silent.
Right.
He
You want
said,
the
I
background
want
noise.
there to be music. I want there to be noise. And then I want to look at that background noise.
So do you know the reasoning behind that?
He explained it to me, but as I've told you before, my memory doesn't retain shit.
Mine doesn't need look. I couldn't tell you what I had for dinner last night, but I can tell you what I know from like when I was 5. Okay.
Yeah, same. I don't know what I had for dinner last night.
Whenever you have that background noise, right? What you're looking for are the anomalies in the noise itself. So if you have a music flow going and it's constant, and you hear something that just doesn't sound normal, then you can pinpoint.
yeah.
And once you pinpoint, you can take it and run it through algorithmic programs and kind of differentiate whether or not it falls within the human vocal range, whether or not it falls in the music vocal or the music sound range. And once you can do those two things, you take that, you compare the data, and then you can tell whether or not it's a solidified electronic voice.
I'll have to send you some of his stuff because I feel like you two could talk.
I would love to have him on the show.
He really is pretty awesome. I remember he emailed me a couple of his books that I read last year as well, and he's pretty good.
No, I would love to have him on the show. I think that would be a very interesting conversation.
I'll definitely hook you up with him. I just gotta find him now.
Once you remember his name.
I know. God damn it.
It's all good.
So,
I already asked that question. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank here for a second.
It's fine.
So, with doing the Nightmare Road show, right? You guys have had guests on that have had multiple different experiences, whether or not it be paranormal, cryptozoology, UFOs, right? If you were to peg yourself as a believer of the paranormal, cryptids, and UFOs, which do you think would be more prone to exist?
I would say UFOs.
Interesting. Why?
So here's my thing when it comes to space and the cosmos. It is so huge. It is so vast. There is no way we are the only living things in this entire universe. There's just no way.
No, I agree with that. So
no way.
So are you dismissing cryptids altogether, or do you think Bigfoot could exist?
No.
My son and me actually built this Lego snow wasset the other day.
Oh my God, I love that. So I would have to say my favorite cryptid is definitely not dismissing them, but my favorite cryptid would have to be Mothman. Do I fully believe in his existence? I don't know.
Mothman.
But
Trust me.
Mothman,
Trust
man,
me. Mothman
he is
exists, and this
my shit.
motherfucker be leaving food crumbs in my bed every night.
Lucky you, send him my way.
No, because like it's uncomfortable. I roll over and there's a chip, and I'm like, where in the fuck did this chip come from? Fucking Mothy.
Well, and then Sasquatch, I mean, being from Oregon, there was some questionable sounds in those woods in Oregon that were not any animal that I could recognize. So Sasquatch, he's definite possibility in my book.
Do you think that the UFOs and the cryptids and some of the paranormal, depending on what it is, go hand in hand?
Oh yeah, I think they could go hand in hand for sure.
So could you see yourself going out to a campsite and doing like a Sasquatch investigation as far as going squatching?
Oh, I would in a heartbeat. Literal heartbeat.
Because I have a parabolic mic here and I love this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, let's set up a camping trip. Tell Morgan we got to set up a camping trip.
Me, you, and Dkon.
Let's do it.
Me, you, Morgan, and Dkon.
Oh my gosh, that would be so epic.
And I know a place we can go because I can tell you that I know of a recent Sasquatch sighting with casted footprints.
We gotta go. Dkon, don't make plans.
You know, we definitely need to book this up. Here's the thing is, I don't know if Morgan's more of a camper or if she's more of a glamper. Like if I have to have an RV or something.
So I'm with Morgan. I'm more of a glamper. So we'll have our setup and you boys can be in the tent.
That's fine. He has to be Little Spoon though.
I'm sure he will be down. You guys can share one sleeping bag.
Sean, your reaction was epic.
I've heard you say that a million times, but man, just out of the blue.
You're gonna have to send him that TikTok I made of you and Dkon holding hands.
You know what we have to do is we have to make a clip of that just so I can post it on TikTok.
I told you.
We have to now. And we're going to have that same song in the background too.
Yes. Oh, that was awesome. But no, like that's definitely something that can be scheduled up. Obviously, maybe next year-ish because travel
we would have to fly to you.
You have to fly, and plus you need a babysitter, and like there's a lot that has to transpire.
Man, fuck them kids. I'm just kidding.
That was the best answer I ever heard in the name of Steve Harvey.
They'll be fine. They're 7 and 3.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
I used to stay by myself at 7. Heck.
Yeah, let's put some food out.
Yeah, that was like today at work. They came into my office and they were like, "Hey, Nate, we have a hole in this flange. It's like a 3/4 of an inch off." I'm like, "Oh, it'll be fine. Just hit it with a bigger hammer."
Yeah, it's fine.
Fine. But no, like I feel like that would definitely be a fun thing. I don't know if Morgan does the whole glamping thing or not, but like I've got a tent. I don't mind.
Well, I mean,
I can't say that on air.
Be appropriate. We know what you and Dkon want to do in alone time, but me and Morgan,
I'm just gonna say I got a decent.
We're gonna rent out with one of your guys' cards, not ours. One of your guys's. We're gonna rent out a 2-story camper with 2 bathrooms, 2 master bedrooms, and a sauna. And a hot tub.
Look, here's what you get. Me and Dkon use my tent. You guys get a raggedy ass trailer with a porta potty.
No. Do you really think she would go for that?
You know, she might.
I think Nate would be strung up somewhere in the woods somewhere.
Look, if I die, I die. It's just cause. I am not worried
Someone's gonna
about
be
all that.
walking through the woods and they're just gonna see Nate and Dkon's bald head shimmering in the moonlight hanging from trees or something.
Did
And me and Morgan are gonna be dancing around a fire underneath chanting.
a witch's ritual.
So,
Will be the
y'all heard it
sacrifice.
here first. If me and Dkon go missing, y'all know what the fuck happened.
See, Christy knows what I'm talking about. She's on my team.
No, I will not be doing that butt naked. The only thing I do butt naked is fist fighting because no one wants to fight naked, dude.
I don't know. Dkon probably would.
You know, girls can be pretty sneaky, man. They might sneak into your tent and do something when you're not paying attention, bud.
That's fair. That's fair.
We have our ways.
Look, if Dkon wants to do the butt naked fight thing, whatever, as long as we put on beard oil first, I mean, we say no homo, it's all good.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
You started that.
See, Christy knows what I'm talking about.
You started that.
She's a good woman. I like her.
Nah, she's all right. So, Ash, I see we got about 2 minutes left. I typically end off my podcast with 3 questions. A few of them are multi-part. So, question number 1. Everyone involved in the paranormal has a bucket list of a place that you would want to go and investigate.
Ugh.
What would be your bucket list location if all expenses were paid? You didn't have to worry about anything.
Oh, shoot. Okay. First one, full ass grand tour, every inch of that property, the Winchester Mystery House. I
Oh,
want
good choice.
every inch of that property.
Good choice.
Let's see.
No, you only get one bucket list choice, so is that your choice or do you want to sub in?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so we got the Winchester Mystery Mansion.
Yep, that's it.
In
That
San
has been my
Jose,
dream.
California.
Yep, that is my dream.
Great choice. I love that choice. So you
Yeah.
can only bring one person with you. Dkon aside, he is inherently invited because of the connection. So you can only bring one person with you, Dkon aside. They can be alive or dead and do not have to be involved in the paranormal. Who are you bringing with you and why?
Ooh. Who would I bring? You know what? I think I would have to bring my cousin with me. Out of all people, I would have to bring my cousin Cade with me. And here's my reasons why. So his first paranormal experience was in my childhood home. And it was the exact same paranormal experience that I had, but we never told each other about it until I would say like 6 months ago.
Interesting.
So we both have abilities, but we've never experienced them with each other yet. So he would be a fun one.
I like it. So you said it's Cade or Kate?
Cade.
Cade. That's what I thought. Like when you said Cade, I'm like, she said him. Like Kate's not a him. Okay. So we got the Winchester Mystery Mansion. You're bringing Dkon and Kate because Dkon is inherent. You can only bring one piece of equipment with you. What piece of equipment are you bringing with you, and why would you trust that piece of equipment? I know the hard stuff.
You know what? I'm going to have to go with something simple. I think I'm going to have to go with just a simple video camera, because not only can you see things visually, but you can enhance the quality of the video as well. And you can also enhance that sound quality too. So you're getting both in one.
That's fair. So
Mhm.
we're going to the Winchester Mystery Mansion. We're bringing your cousin Cade with Dkon, and
Oh,
you're bringing just a typical
yeah.
video camera. I'm good with this. I think it's a great list.
I'm imagining those two together, and that's kind of a scary thought, though.
Well, you're the one who made the choice.
This is true. It's fine. They'll be
You're the
fine.
one who made the choice. But
I'm just gonna leave them alone and go off by myself.
yeah, so if you wouldn't mind hanging out in the background for just a few minutes, I got a few follow-up questions for you, and we're gonna go ahead and close out the show.
Oh, Gwen just got in too. Hi, Gwen. Bye, Gwen.
Took you long enough.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.
No,
All
thank
right.
you. Hang out in the background, and I'll be with you in a minute.
Sounds
All
good.
right, I'll drop her backstage here.
John, what did you think of the show, brother?
I thought it was awesome. She has great knowledge of things, and she was a fun host.
No, I think she was awesome. I think that the conversation flew well, which I already kind of knew it would from being on Nightmare Road with them in the past. I feel like it just flows. It goes good. So that was the first guest for this month of March, which is Women's History Month. And this whole month, you guys can expect every guest of my podcast to be a female because I'm celebrating Women's History Month. So I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be great. Don't forget to tune in. I think it's a pre-recorded show tonight for Twisted Tales with Jeremy Cotter.
I'm not sure yet, but yeah.
I it might be a pre-recorded. I'm not positive. Either way, 9:30 p.m. EST, Twisted Tales with Jeremy Cotter. Be sure to tune in because it's going to be a conversation that you do not want to miss because we're pushing this Wicked Wednesday things. And don't worry, we got a promo coming for that. So, Sean, you just kind of got an insight for that. So,
It's awesome.
hope you like it. But, guys, I will see you all next week. Same spooky time, same spooky channel. And next week, my guest, none other than Lee Brown and Gwen Johns.
Awesome.
I'll see y'all next week.
Have a great night, everybody.